G'day, I'm Troy, and this is the Comic Book Movie Collector's Guide, the show about collecting all things superhero cinema. And today we're going to take a gander at the specials on DVD and try and answer the question, is this movie really that special? I don't know. What do you say we find out? The Specials is a live-action superhero comedy film with a runtime of 82 minutes. The film was released into theatres on the 18th of September 2000 and was released on DVD on the 20th of March 2001, with a special 20th anniversary limited edition Blu-ray being released on the 14th of July 2020, with no 4K HD release as of this video. It was written by James Gunn, with it being directed by Craig Mazin. The film was produced by Brillstein Grey Entertainment and Mindfire Entertainment, and distributed by Fluid Entertainment and Regent Entertainment. Okay, so if we look at the cover, nothing real special here, pardon the pun. I couldn't help it. It's just promo shots of all the characters. They've just photoshopped them on the front. Not a real lot of effort gone to it. They could have done something a little better, I felt. Now, as far as the spine goes, it doesn't look too bad on the shelf. I'll admit that. That doesn't look too bad on the shelf. And the back, very basic indeed. Not a real lot going on there either. Now, as far as the disc goes, color disc. So that is a bonus. And it comes with this nice little scene selection there as well, which I think is a nice little touch. Looks good. Overall, look, it's very average and run-of-the-mill. It's not exactly a lot of effort put in there. But anyway, it is what it is. So, okay, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. So the story is about the Specials, the 6th or 7th most popular group of superheroes in the world. And it follows the group on its day-to-day happenings when they're not fighting crime, in like a reality TV style mockumentary, showing, you know, that even superheroes have the same problems and life experiences that us normal people do.
Yeah, we all got problems.
Now, this is James Gunn's second movie, and you can see from the script and story that it has some very early James Gunn things in here that you would see throughout his, later on through his filmography. And his kind of unique take on the superhero genre, poking fun at the commercialism of what it would be like if you were a superhero in the real world today.
And tainted by misguided notions of commercialism.
Look, I think the story concept is great, and it was really one of the first ones to do this day in the life of a superhero thing. But unfortunately, the execution of the script shows Gunn's, shall we say, inexperience at the time, as it was just like his second movie. So, I mean, there was potential there, but, alas. Now, there were times where it did hit the mark, and other times, not so much. Especially with the humour that I found very hit and miss.
Because it was supposed to be funny.
I would love to see Gunn have another crack at the movie now with his experience behind him, and maybe rewrite the script, and it would be awesome to see what he could do with this movie now, so with a budget and, like a better script all around, I think. Anyway, look, it's still a good story, on that side of things. It's just not totally there in the script, and that's why I'm going to give it 15 out of 30. Now, this is not based off any direct comic book characters, but they're all pretty much parodies of versions of your most well-known heroes and villains. And it also makes fun of the early reality TV shows at the time, like, say, MTV's Real World, with that very mockumentary style, with like the cutscenes of the characters sitting there talking straight to the camera about their experiences and about the things that are going to happen next in the movie.
Only me and Garth get to talk to the camera.
One thing you notice is that this is a low budget film, as let's just say they talk a lot about having superpowers, but you never actually see any of them use them until right in the very end of the movie, when they are all about to head out on a mission. They stand out in front of their headquarters and you get a brief example of their powers, which I'm guessing just on that scene alone, they pretty much blew the special effects budget right there and then.
What? Where did all that go.
Now, the surprising thing for this low budget film is how many biggish names from the 90s there are in it. I mean, you've only got to look at this list. It is like a who's who of 90s stars, with like Rob Lowe in the lead, which, you know, he did a pretty good job, as well as Thomas Hayden Church, who was this full of himself leader of the group. Now, overall, I think the cast did a good job with what they had, and look, that is why I'm going to give this a 16 out of 20. So this does have a few special features, which is great, which includes 2 audio commentaries, deleted scenes, the wedding video, toy commercial, behind the scenes photos, and of course the trailer. Now, even though they do have some special features here, they're not really anything special, pardon the pun again. The deleted scenes and the behind the scene photos were interesting, but I think the thing for me that I had to have a laugh at was in the trailer, it has Melissa Joe Hart as one of the main stars of the movie. As Sabrina the TV show was, it was still pretty big at the time, but she was literally in the movie for just 1 minute of screen time. So if you were going to go see that movie because of her, you really would have been disappointed! Thanks for that, Herc. Anyway, look, I am going to give this a 5 out of 10. Now, the critic score came in at 47% and the audience score was 55%. And this seems to be the critics and the audience, look, they're really on the same page here, as the general vibe of the reviews is it's okay, but it's not great. And hence you kind of get that middle of the road scores. So look, anyway, if we're going to round it up, you're going to get a score of, yep, you guessed it, 5 out of 10. So for me, I didn't mind this movie. I don't think it's the cult classic that they like to call it online. No, look, I don't think it's there yet, but it is a good early James Gunn movie. I mean, it did have some laughs and the story was compelling enough with a nice broad range of characters, which actually I think you could have probably trimmed it down a couple, as some characters didn't really add anything much to the story and were more, shall we say, extras than main roles.
Of course, there's too many people here.
It definitely shows its age, as the film quality and the effects are very late 90s, almost comparative to probably what you would see on TV at that time, as opposed to a movie of a quality of that time. It's one of those movies where I felt like the potential was really there, something really good, but either the budget, script, or both really kept it from becoming what it really could be, like a really great movie or a real cult classic.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
Now, this was a fun watch, but for me, I don't think it will have any sort of real rewatch value in the cult classic sense of it, but it is something you should check out at least once, that's for sure. So with that, I am going to give this a 13 out of 20. So first up is collectability, and if we look at the collector scale, I would put this for maybe a comic book geek and up, as it's one of those cult superhero type movies and one of James Gunn's early works, so probably a nice little addition to any serious comic book movie collector's collection out there. Now, as far as availability goes, this one is on the rare side of things, but only just, as there are a couple of copies out there for sale, but not a great deal of them. So you will have to look around for them on the second-hand markets like eBay. As far as your average price goes, you are looking at anywhere between about $45 to $80 on DVD, which that is a little pricey at the $80 mark for this DVD set. So it does pay to search around for a bargain. Now, the 20th anniversary Blu-ray, if you are looking at that one, you are looking at anywhere between $35 to $45. And of course, there is nothing for 4K HD as of this video. Now, the final score. We get a grand total of 59 out of 100. Not too special, but not too bad either for this early James Gunn effort. So we ask the question, is this movie really that special? Yeah! Nah. Look, it wasn't special, as the name suggests. Maybe average or good. but it definitely ain't special.
I call it the Not Special Special.
So, if you like this video and you want to see more of my reviews, why don't you go check out that one there. And of course, if you want to see my collection updates, I've got you covered too. And don't forget to do the most important thing, throw me a bat like, and don't forget to hit that subscription button on the way out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.